Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us at this month's edition of the Startup Minot Business Showcase. We appreciate seeing all of you here. So we hold these amazing networking events with incredible guest speakers once per month. I think it's the second Thursday of every month. That's what day it is today. Yes, it is. It's been a long 2026 already. I think we're only 3 months in, but the second Thursday of every month, we have a guest speaker here. It's fantastic. So please do be a friend, bring a friend, tell a friend, come check it out. Your goal today might be to meet a new person, to consider a new idea, to have coffee with somebody, to say hi to a stranger, or I would like to say maybe your goal here today is to believe in somebody, because a lot of entrepreneurs ultimately just need that little dose of belief that gets them going. So I like to add that in there and encourage your belief in others. There's a lot of great partners that make this happen. The North Dakota Small Business Development Centers, Surface Space and Planning Council, Credence Energy, Minot Area Chamber EDC, and many from the private sector. We have a lot of great sponsors as well, including our presenting sponsor, First Western Bank and Trust, the Minot Area Chamber EDC, North Dakota Small Business Development Centers, the Bank of North Dakota, Brevera Town and Country Credit Union, First International Bank and Trust, Cornerstone Bank, Credence Energy Services, and People's State Bank. And of course, it's great to see these financial organizations here sponsoring this event, because it means they want to help the entrepreneurs of this community, and I like to see that. Our guest today is none other than longtime downtown Minot staple, Leonard Niess. Let's give a warm Startup Minot welcome to the owner of Niess Impressions. Leonard Niess is the CEO of Niess Impressions. Leonard grew up in Minot and served in the U.S. Army, spending 2.5 years in Germany. Along with his wife, Gloria, they started Niess Impressions in 1998, a downtown staple. Niess Impressions is a leader in commercial printing, proudly serving Minot as well as the surrounding areas. Whether it's annual reports, newsletters, wedding announcements, the perfect binding wine labels, large format printing, or even custom watermarks, no job is too big or too small for Niess Impressions. In their almost 30 years in business, Leonard and Gloria have weathered many storms and expanded the print business many times. Leonard says they are very excited about the times to come in the Magic City. Leonard, thanks again for being here with us. This goes back so many decades, and for some of us here who haven't heard how it began, just take us to the beginning. What was your business plan? How'd you get started? What did it cost you?
Okay, so it's like a lot of small kids, grandkids, everybody can draw and do all that things. Well, I had the fortunate time to be going to Bishop Ryan High School. We had an art department that was just fantastic, and that always stuck with me. Sister Gertrude, she escaped World War II, Nazis, her and a bunch of nuns, and they came over and she had a master's degree in art, and her thing was oil painting. And I spent six classes. When I graduated, I had 7.5 credits in art. And I went to her summer classes, and that always stuck with me. And she scolded me so many times. And my employees don't like that now, but it does work. I'm like you said, like you said, I'm actually 71 going on 81. That's but anyway, that stuck with me, and I grew up on a farm, and the last year that I farmed before I went in the Army, I cut 740 acres of hay with a 9-foot hay mower, and you get a lot of time to think, and I did I was doing signs all over, and then when I was in the Army, that was the same thing. I got hooked up with a Formula racing team when I was over there, and I painted the cars, and I got them all ready. It was kind of neat.
That's really cool. To me, that's like, wow, what a neat little piece of your journey there.
Yep. I met all the drivers. I've been to Nürburgring for 3 Grand Prix. And it's kind of a thing, and it's like everybody has these $1 million race cars, and I would do something on there, and they thought that was just fantastic. And I goes, wait a minute, I'm the one smelling the fumes. I just love it. Yeah, And anyway, coming back, can I continue on?
Yeah, please. Yeah, we're trying to, we want the story of how Niess Impressions began. So this is part of your story. Please tell it.
Okay, and I come back and I worked at a farm manufacturing company and I designed their logo. Everywhere I went, like I had every job, I ended up designing something or another. And with Sister Gertrude, she was a special student that we got to go and I learned watercolor painting. I didn't bring any with, but her techniques were pretty good. I had to learn calligraphy over in Vienna when she was there studying. She had to learn calligraphy, and then and in order for me to pass that class, I had to come up with my own alphabet and hand it in, and I got in there. And mine had over the years has more art going on really than any of the other towns in North Dakota. I mean, it's not visible all the time, but it is here. I have ran into so many people that are working. We should have like a group thing with artists, showing their stuff. But anyway, I got married and I worked in a print shop for 5 years. I ran the print shop at St. Joe's for 4 years before they closed. And I wasn't going to get the job at Trinity because it was already filled. And I just got to thinking, looking at the stuff when I worked at the hospital, I can do this. And I put a little plan together to go in there. I was already married. We already had children. And I went to every bank in town, every lending place everywhere. They all scoffed at the idea that I was going to do this stuff.
And Leonard, one quick, about what year was this? Okay. Oh, so the late 90s already. So yeah, we've really come a long way since the Army and Formula One already. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah,
no. Just tried to place us here. Okay.
Yeah. So I thought, well, I can do this, and went everywhere, and I got turned down everywhere I went. Not like if something goes bad, what are we going to do with all this printing equipment and stacks of paper? So, I couldn't find any way of doing it. So one of my brothers stepped into the picture, and one of the banks would give you money if you came up with the other half. They'll give you half. And so I knew the equipment because I bought all the equipment at the hospital, and I got into that. And the first thing that I designed was my logo, Niess Impressions. And that turned out great. I still use the exact same logo that I had when I opened. We opened on November 1st, 1998. And I started running printing press. A printing press takes 7 years to learn. So they're hard people to find that run on them. I found a guy that just graduated in Wahpeton. And wouldn't you know it, he was the last class at Wahpeton to take printing. And then the Brown Institute in Minneapolis, where I was sending people to train, they all quit. There's nobody around that teaches printing anymore. They do have art classes. So I got the equipment together, and I did in my study. I found a spot over by Dakota Square that had over 110 businesses within blocks. Okay, it took me 2 years to figure out that them 110 businesses don't buy any printing. And so it's like I'm stuck with all these people. It comes in on the mail. So I knew I had to do something, and I was looking, and I didn't know what to do. And I get a phone call from an uncle of mine, and he says, Leonard, you need your own building and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of giggled. It's like, been there, done that already. There ain't nobody, no realtors are going to help me. And here it was, this building that I'm in downtown. That was built in 1915, a year or two before I was born. And I was all excited about this deal. But what I did when I'm still back over here at the mall and all the places. So what I did is I came to work. I went in to look at everything was okay. I locked the door and went driving. And I made 5,000 business cards and distributed them my first year in business. And I went from door to door and went back and then printed it and drove back over and delivered it. And Gloria figured that, you're only open half the time. The other half you're out by getting work, and the other half you're doing it. And so she come in to help me. So she would come in and we would open, and then we'd be in there. And a cute story is that I had a lot of room at that time in the building, and we had made a place in the back. And somebody that came in and they wanted something done with some paperwork, and I says, well, I'll have Gloria get back to you. Well, isn't she here? And I go, no, she's back in the corner back there breastfeeding one of the babies. And then, okay. And they come back. And actually we have 6 kids, and they all have half a life in the printing business. And none of them are interested in getting into print. So I'm back in that spot again. And anyway, the building is 101 East Central Avenue, and it was built in 1915. And I tell you, architecture, the brickwork, all that just amazes me. I just love it. So every morning I come into that building, I look around and I can visualize what went on in this building. And Gloria thinks it's so ironic because my favorite beer before I was in Germany was Schlitz beer. And after Prohibition, Schlitz beer and Ham's beer came out of that building. She just says it's so ironic. I know now. And
some of those universal synchronicities right there.
Yeah, it is. It is. And when I got over there, I never wanted to have a 2-story building, and I never wanted to be downtown because there's no parking and semis are coming. And by golly, I ended up with a 3-story building, and right in the middle of downtown, put a pin right there, and that's me. And so then I was hiring employees. I had 2 girls working for me, and they moved over. And the least employees I had is I got 2 full-time there right now, and then Gloria works, and then I have some part-time. The most I had was 15 during the oil boom. That could have went on for 5 more years. I could have retired. I owed money from going way back stuff, and that. And you have them time periods where you do a job and they come in and pay for it, and then give the check to Gloria, and she run down to the bank and deposit it. The check. Printing is like when you change the oil filter on a car, you have a box with an oil filter in, you take the old one off, take the new one out, put it on there, and get your money and leave. Well, the printing business is you got to sit down and talk to them, find out what they're after, where they're going to, come up with some ideas, and then make a proof, and then you print them, and then do the bindery, and they come and get it, and then it's a system. And what I have to do is make my customers feel that I'm the guy to go to. This guy's been here, he does this, we see it all over town. And I used to go to meet clients, and I'd put a tie on and a shirt and go there, and it didn't take me long. I says, you know what, Leonard, you're dressing and undressing more than some people that do, and you need that. So Gloria, she loves shopping, likes clothing and everything, and so that's what she did. She decided what I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear, so otherwise I wouldn't match. Even though I'm an artist, I still, clothing is a different animal. So every morning I got to put on my shirt and tie and say, Leonard, you got to act like you own this business, and you're the guy to go to. So every morning I get dressed up, and when I go to meet a client, I'm ready to do business with them. Things happen along the way. Like I said, the oil boom was good for us, and I don't know how this happens. I can't find any employees. They have this oil boom, and I'm thinking, like, we're not going to keep up working here. And I hired 12 more people. They all, like, within a month, I got this whole crew going. And then COVID came, and we pretty much went back to the beginning. Nobody came in. And the year before COVID, during the oil boom, we also did wedding invitations. And wedding invitations are really meaningful to me. You're actually inviting people to the greatest day of your life. You're doing that, and I'm in charge of that invitation, and I took it serious. My employees know that over there when we do them. We were getting $1,000 for a wedding invitation, and that year before we did 400 of them. And so you can tell that times have changed. Last year we did 4. So then I'm out there looking for more work. And I would buy more equipment. I spent $2 million on equipment in there. And
over the years, or just?
No, over the years.
Over the years. And that's an interesting point, Leonard. And I want to back up and chime in just a little bit here and kind of discuss the growth of the business a little bit. So you moved downtown, and you're talking about the $2 million investment. So walk us through a little bit that evolution of technology from what you started with and what you're using today.
Yeah, and I'm not afraid of cell phones and all that stuff, but I've got my freedom. I don't carry a cell phone all the time. People make fun of me, especially my family, all the time. I don't like being disturbed when I'm in there with clients. Like, I've got a couple in there, a real lovely couple, and I go into a room and we can close the door and we can design this wedding. This is a special thing to me. It's just fantastic thing that I'm in charge of this couple's wedding, and I don't like my phone ringing, and I don't like that. So I always have a secretary takes all my information and we put it together. During that time period, before, when we moved into the building, I had more space on each floor than I had in my other shop. And I got this, the kids came, they just loved it, played in the top floor. We hadn't brought stuff in there yet. They played in there all the time.
Yeah, your family's grown up in there. Like, really, there's a part of your family's whole soul is in that building and in that business, for sure.
It sure is. At home, my kids all went to kindergarten and all the way through 12th grade, and we never had a computer at home. I had $30,000 worth of computers sitting down here at 101 Central Avenue East, and they came in right away, and Gloria had a school for them there, and they got to do all their computer work and everything, and it's really worked out. My kids have never complained. They're all mechanical engineers and experts in their fields. My son does MRIs over at Trinity. They all got top-notch jobs, and they're really smart, and they have nice families. And so that was one thing that Gloria and I always worried about is we had to work. I had a time period that was 4 in the morning was the average day for me. Went home at 4 in the morning, everybody's sleeping, and you can't always find help all the time. And if you've ever been in a situation where you have real iffy help, and I've had to fire several of them for running their own commercial business out of my shop.
So you've had employees that came to work printing for you, doing graphic design for Niess Impressions, and then picked up side work from what should have been the clients of Niess Impressions.
Right.
Yeah, I've consistently heard here from people who've sat in that chair, the biggest difficulty they've faced in a growing company, in a company that has employees, is in fact the employees. It wasn't technology or really any outside forces. The biggest challenge so many people in your chair have faced is the employees.
It is. And not to knock down employees, but
we've had some great ones too.
I tell you, I got a call one day from a girl who was all excited, and I go, "Where you at?" And she goes, "I'm at Disney World in Florida." And I go, well, what's going on? And she goes, "Leonard, I just got hired." And so she was a skinny little girl, come in there and worked, and she listened to everything I said, and she had relatives in Florida, and so she went down there, and they talked her into going there, and she got had a guy call me from Cincinnati, got a big job, and I got a guy in California, and
These were people all who worked under you?
yeah,
Cool.
yeah, I've got a lot of them that we pretty much all left at good times, and they always thank me when they left. I require my graphic artists to keep a portfolio. Like when we run a job where you did the graphics in there, you need to put it in the bottom drawer, put it in there and keep it. So when you go somewhere else, you have this portfolio. And the girl in Disney World, she told me that she remembered that and dug it out and went down to Disney, get interviewed, and had her portfolio, laid it all out, and they all walked over and they put it on the table. And she says, "You know what? The next day they called me, wanted me to come to work." So, and I just think that that's amazing that they do there. But it's always been we treat like business people come in to get forms, business cards, whatever. I always tell them this is what they're using to earn their living, to take care of their families, and we need to be helping them, and we can't. That's why technology. When I bought a laser engraver, holy cow! I started making stuff every night. I was in there making things. Carrie Sitma is in there now. I'd seen she was parked out there already. Comes in early in the morning and starts laser engraving, and it's amazing. And I'm like I say, I'm not against technology. I got a lot of it. That I just I did graphics for anybody ever heard of Quark Express? Okay, I go back that far. Welcome to we got the two oldest people in here. That Quark Express was quite that when that came out, and I'm not a computer geek, but I could run Quark. Did a lot of cool stuff on there, and I got into, after the laser engraving, and got into dye sublimation. When we put an image on a shirt, it takes 400 degrees to put them together, and the image is in the thread, and you can't wash it out, and it feels like cotton. And I got into that. So we got into a couple other things, and in the commercial business, I can't find press operators. They're just non-existent anymore. And even if they did, they wouldn't tell me because they don't want to go back to running press all day. And anyway, I just bought and installed a printer over there. It's 16 feet long. It costs $151,000. And the deal I made with Canon is we got there. If something goes wrong, they got to be there in 30 minutes. So they moved two guys up from Bismarck, and they got a house and live in town. And they do other work, but on my phone, when I call, they got to be here. And it's amazing.
I'm curious. So it's you got into laser engraving and some of these other expansions, and part of the business you started as just printing, regular printing. So what are some of these other moments where you've identified that we need to expand our business into these other markets if we're going to make it?
We are going to have to. And
right. So it's throughout the 30-year history here, some of those pivotal moments where you identified that. We would love to hear more of that too.
Yeah, and that kind of equipment, I've got a lot of equipment out there. I've been trying to think about building a print shop out at Burlington in their old settlers park and put some of my equipment in there. And so I can clean it up and in there. But what you do as a business person, back when I had the 5,000 business cards to get rid of, what you do, like for all of you, like I'm talking to you, like, because I'm 80 or 91 years old now. And anyway, you get down, you sit down, and you find who is my biggest competition. Who is it? And then I go find out what time do they open in the morning. And if it says, they open at 8, I come at, we're opening from now on at 7. You hear that? We're opening at 7 o'clock. And then you go and find out, when they close. So if they close at 5, we're closing at 6. And we go through that. I go through and find whatever they got, I can do better and quicker and looks nicer, and I keep your files. And computer stuff is a box, like a server that's in there. You got 27, terabytes of storage in there, and you have it stored there. You have it stored another place in town, and you have it stored out of town. So the thing is, and I owned a website business for 15 years, and my webmaster, he retired, and I never opened it. My niche market kind of run out, and everybody has a website now. They don't care what they look like, but they got one. And there's them time periods, like everything takes up room. I got over 9,000 square feet in there, and it's all packed with stuff. Because I like it when somebody comes in crying and they got a benefit breakfast, and they can't get it done anywhere. Well, don't worry about it. Come back at 1 and we'll have it ready. And that's why I got in the equipment to where we can deliver quicker. And you don't have to wait a week to get something. It's always going to be, you're not going to like everybody, and they're not always going to like you and everything. And but I don't like making a facade, act like we're best friends when we're not. It's I kind of like I got people come in all the time. I like the ones that come in and worked in that building like 40 years ago. It's kind of interesting. They walk around. I actually found a hidden stairwell in there. But we ran into, I didn't have enough stairways going in there, and I wondered why there wasn't one there. And we had been there a long time. And I was working upstairs, and I dropped my hammer, and it's got a concrete floor, and instead of a ting, it went pong. And we took the carpet back and took some boards off and looked down there, and here's a stairwell. And I like the building. It's kind of sad when the city decided to fill in the tunnel parts where they begin and stuff. There was 3,500 square feet of underground stuff under there. And it was pretty cool to go down there and show people. And I love giving tours. And the Wailing Woman was one that was there for a long time. There was one spot you could stand in the building and you could hear the Wailing Woman, we called it. And that went on until they did the infrastructure of downtown, put in a new sewer and water, and they had taken the old gas meter out and put in a new one, and the sound went away. So all these years of touring people through there, it was just a gas meter. So have you ever heard that before? It's just gas, right? So I got the just gas syndrome thing going
just
on.
The gassy underbelly of Niess Impressions.
Yeah.
Well, we always love to include a question and answer with the audience. So who has questions from our audience today for Leonard?
Yes, sir.
Most expensive piece of equipment in there?
Well, right now it's that printer. It's $151,000, and it's only good for 5 years. It'll go to some third world country after it leaves my shop.
What do you print on thing is 15 feet high?
15 feet high?
Oh,
You said the machine's 15 feet wide.
15 feet long. Yeah. And you would think, how did he get that in there? We had to move everything out of that area and get it in there. There's a lot of wiring to do. But but it's there. The paper, most of the paper is upstairs. We have a lift that still works in there, but the paper comes in paper is delivered twice a week, so it usually doesn't have to sit around for more than 2 days. It's the equipment thing. See, so the thing about it is, to tell you is the truth, the machine lasts 5 years. And every 5 years, Gloria and I have to decide, are we going to continue or not? Once I sign that, we're stuck for 5 years, because they'll order it, it'll come in. And of course, there's different versions of it, and guess who buys the big kahuna one all the time? And it's amazing how much, well, they can, numbering is a big thing. We are selling raffle tickets like crazy right now. I have sold, I don't know how many. I should have kept a track of how many that we're doing. They're crazy, and they all got to be numbered. And the number and a receipt, and that machine will number everything, like wherever you want it. And so what's kind of gradually, slowly, day at a day, day in, day out kind of thing is, I am seriously getting tired, and I have children like are getting all around the United States. I would like to be able to leave and go see them, and I would retire, but there's nobody that's really interested in that technology. So what's happening is that, you bring that up, why I buy this big machine. They just closed 5 more print shops north of here. And when I started, there was 8 of us in town. We're down to 2. And these last 5 closed and sent all their customers to us. They called me and told me that they're the one we picked to have it in there. So we just picked up lots of accounts. So, but
so when here in Minot, there was 8 when you started. Now we're down to 2. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, and we do a lot more, because that one machine is expensive. But I do like people that work, and I like being around people that are artistic. Like, I walk by and they catch on and do it, and we can look at it, hold it up to the light, so I got my you do that a lot in there. You'll walk in and we're all standing here looking at this thing in the light. It's amazing. It's like a new kid on the block, when
The secret message there is that if Leonard has any spare time, he wants you to bring his portfolio by just so he can look at it.
I do. I like to know.
Yeah, I love art. I get it. I love to look at people's portfolios, and personally, my walls are covered in art. So it's really cool that your origin starts with a passion for art. Who would have guessed it? I don't know that anybody would. Who else has questions for Leonard out there this morning?
Yeah. I guess my question is, when you first start realizing how much this stuff costs, building and equipment and all that, how did you run yourself through, if you thought you were going to be able to make it? Like, if you knew that everything was going to cost this much to get started and stay going for, say, 5 years, how do you figure out, like, how much business you need to get, how much you sell things for, to make sure that it will work before you make that investment?
See, and that's a really good question. At the very beginning, when they read my bio, that tell there. The other thing is you can't, and you got it right. You can't work in Minot, North Dakota. You can't and survive. You have to be part of Minot, North Dakota, and you will survive. And the business will always be there, and they'll always come to you. Once you don't say, "Yeah, I own a printing shop in Minot," it's like, no, I have a colorful place over there to do this, and Minot's a good place to live. And I get around a lot, and so by being part of that, and then you find out, and like the oil boom, I knew about that ahead of time. We were buying equipment to do the oil boom, And by getting the jump on it, they were all coming in there. A pallet of a carton of paper, let's say a pallet has room on there for 40 cases of paper. Them big boxes that are ruining my back are in there, and we were buying 4 of them at a time. Carbonless padding. I had 2 guys that's all they did all day long is pad carbonless forms, and that was great. I could give raises. Everything was looking really good, and which mine had no control over was COVID. COVID ruined the earth pretty much. But you're right. You stay ahead. Know what's in town. Know the places. Usually when a business opens downtown, I'm one of the first ones there to welcome them to the neighborhood. Yeah.
Let's say that's really good advice to anybody who's watching this anywhere, to become visible in your community as an entrepreneur, as a business owner in any way, shape, or form. It's why you come to things like this. It's why Leonard is part of a networking group. It's why you donate to galas if you can and hang out there. So becoming visible in your community, very key for any entrepreneur or business person.
Being so community-minded and understanding what community needs and kind of being a one-man shop or a place for everything. How do you compete with the big conglomerate online competition?
Yeah.
And there are places for just business cards, and that is all they use. Their margins are going to be much, much, much lower. So how do you compete with those in an open and global market?
And you're absolutely right. Every single thing I do, except go to the bathroom, somebody else is doing that in another location. Did I say that right? I don't know. And but anyway, I do the opposite. Like they get up every morning and they're like, we're going to take this business away from Leonard. And I get up in the morning and say, I'm going to take the business away from RLM, whatever. And I poke at the things that we can do. You're here, you see the thing get designed, and we're going to cut it and do everything here. We're going to deliver it and all that. Price-wise, that's a tough one because I bid on a job and it's going to be $500 worth of graphic design. By the time we're done, it's $1,500. Yeah, it's like if it's our mistake, please don't suffer. But you and your family does. There's things that but I don't know. Are people coming to me with stuff they can order online because they're part of Minot? They have that same enthusiasm that I have, that we're gonna keep our business here. And Leonard, he's got 6 kids and a wife, and he's like 102 now. And I do want to thank Aisha. Got me into networking when I was maybe open a month. And we ran into each other, and I joined, and I've been a member ever since.
I'm not 102.
No.
Before we shut this down, or before Leonard ages any further, does anyone else have any questions for this session? Okay, I mean, I think we'll get Leonard out of here at 102. He came in approximately 71. By the time he gets to Niess Impressions, he'll be 110. So thank you for joining us this month at Start Up Minot. Again, second Thursday of every month, we'll have a great speaker here and a conversation, coffee and donuts. Please be a friend, bring a friend, tell a friend. Give it up for Leonard. Thanks for being here with us, Leonard.